There are only 6 games to go, and we could get automatically promoted. The Premier League is within sight! Oh, so excited! I'm a bit old man there, not a great look, although I feel like an old man these days. Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new week of FM22 Non-League Champions League with your host with the most, Munch, of course. Don't forget the second bit. I hope that you're all having a that you all had a fabulous weekend and that you are all not too sunburnt. I am. The tan lines are, I mean you can't see them from there because the camera's terrible. Anyway. Billericay. Wow. Things have been a bit better. We've beaten we've won every single game since the last time we met, which I believe was against Norwich and West Brom. Actually, no, it was against Norwich. We lost 3-0 to West Brom. Every game after that, we have won, including Derby, Rotherham, Peterborough, Preston, and Stoke. We've only conceded 1 goal in 5 games. All of the rest of them were all clean sheets. Very, very exciting. Today, we've got 2 really, really big games in the context of the actual playoffs, okay? That is away at AFC Wimbledon and then at home to Middlesbrough. And if you look at it here, you can see why. Both of these teams are just sat outside of the playoff places. We are sat in 3rd, only 4 points behind West Brom at the top of the league, 1 point behind Crystal Palace in 2nd. Equal on points of Fulham, 2 points ahead of Norwich, 7 ahead of Derby, who occupy the last playoff space. So, we have a little bit of a gap. A little bit. The most important thing is after these fixtures, the rest of them don't look too bad. Ipswich at home, winnable. Cardiff away, winnable. Hull away, winnable. Huddersfield at home, winnable. I will probably be bringing you all 6 games over the course of this week. So let's just get straight into it. I'm nervous. And I'm nervous because we do tend to go on streaks, and not like that, oi oi. What I mean is I'm very Alan Pardew. I'm Mike Pardew. We basically kind of go, we win 6, 7, 8 in a row, then lose 8 in a row. That's just how my team seems to operate. But this is the team so far that has done us the world of good. It's been very, and you can see here from the form, everyone's playing at a pretty decent level in the first team anyway. Butland's in goal, then Colazo's at left back, Gebbie and Okoro are now the kind of guarantees defensive pairing. Tizard's already put in a request that he wants to leave. I'm more than happy with that. Wilson's on the right. Suzuki, Shabani and Powell are the midfield engine, and they've all been just so good. And yes, I'm proud of the engine with the Suzuki. Bang. Whittaker's on the left, although he is being sort of chased by Jean-Baptiste, who's not actually had the best game, but he did score in the last one out. Peervu's on the right. He's had a massive return to form. He always comes good at the end of the season. You can tell he's been playing at 7.86. The goal return and the assists have gone through the roof. And Fernando Luis, the division's top goal scorer, 24 goals in 40 appearances this season. The man is on a mission. I think this is the only way that I'm going to be able to loan him back in next year is if we are in the Premier League. We're currently first in the form table. By looks of things, I'm just going to tell the boys, go out there, do what you did last time. We'll be absolutely fine. He says. You got to give credit to Wimbledon. They've done very, very well so far. They've actually got a lot of players that are real life players and not regens. That entire front 4, none of them are regens. Obviously, Shaughnessy, he's not a regen. He's a real player. As Powell whips the ball, and Okoro heads over the bar. A decent start. If we can get 2 wins from these next 2 games. Oh, right, it wasn't over the bar. I completely mucked that up. It must have hit the bar. Power whips it in again. Brilliant save, but Fernando Luis is there. Gebbie flicks it on. It's a brilliant save by Norman in goal. And Fernando Luis tucks it in. We're ahead within 5 minutes. Yes! Good ball in by Powell. Gebbie gets a great... That is an insane save from Norman. Gebbie's flicked that on. It's going in the far corner. Brilliant save. Unfortunate with where it falls. First 5 minutes, we've already had 4 shots. 3 of them on target to Wimbledon's naught. We are on fire. You have to forgive me because I'm eating my breakfast at the same time. Powell finds Wilson. Wilson on the ball. Darts forward with it. Great ball into Peervu. Peervu tees it. It's fallen to Fernando Luis. Very, very lucky again with the deflection. But Fernando Luis, you cannot stop him scoring at the moment. It's 2 within 20 minutes. We are doing the business here. Other than those goals, nothing has happened in this first half. We've had 2 highlights, we've had 2 goals, I've had nothing to commentate on. Brilliant. Just what a start to the game. Fernando Luis, marry me. Honestly, he's just that good. I'm just going to say, go out there and do again what you did in the first half. Just go and do it again. Keep it going. No need to change. I think the other nice thing that we get now is we do get a little bit of a break in between fixtures. So beforehand, I think the streaks that we have is because the squad is quite small, and in terms of the actual first team quality is very, very high, but the rest of the team isn't quite there. There are players that can kind of come in and do a job, but not brilliantly. Like, no one can do the job that Fernando Luis does. So whenever he gets tired or someone else gets tired, we are in a little bit of trouble. But when we've got breaks and I can play with the same team week in, week out, we are something pretty special in this league. Powell on the ball, finds Shabani into Morgan Whittaker. That's a great little take, just because he had to get it back under control. Pirvu heads it over the bar. A highlight that didn't go in. Oh, I'm shocked. What happens if we do go up to the Premier League? What do I do? Like, what do I do? Because there's Joe Powell scores an absolute beauty from a Graham Gebby. Wonderful ball over the top. Van Dijk-esque from Graham Gebby. And it's a brilliant finish by Joe Powell, who's possibly the most underrated player in the entire team. He's just so good. Look at this from Gebby, who I've had my differences with over the past, but what a ball that is. Powell, wrong foot, brilliant, controlled finish, game over, 3-0. Love it. I've made a couple of changes to the team then, just because they're quite tired. Yuki Suzuki is coming off, and so is Mikero, Oncon, Will, Tizard, and Callum Sesse, a player who hasn't really played that much, but had a lot of interest coming in for him over the January transfer window. Forest Green were very interested in him, and I was tempted to let him go, but he didn't want to move, and that's absolutely fine by me. He's a stalwart of this team, and he's a bit of an icon, in my mind, for the series. He's been here for years, and he's just a really, really decent outlet to have. So, no issue there, but as I was saying, if we go to the Premier League, this team is going to get absolutely battered. Or is it? Because I thought we'd get battered in the Championship, and we just seem to continuously improve every year, and I have no idea how we're doing it, but I flipping love it. Wimbledon have come back into it a little bit in the second half. You can tell there they've had a few more shots. There's been a little bit more in the way of highlights. They still haven't really kind of challenged us that much. They've hit the post, I think, but from a quite speculative effort. That's... oh my god. Pert Harris misses. Is that Tizard? Tizard's a donkey. Honestly, he's just got absolutely rinsed for pace there. What is that? I mean, the stats will sort of show, oh, it was an even game. It wasn't. Like I said, we've kind of really taken our foot off the gas since we went to 3-0 up. This has been a lot more of a kind of controlled exercise and just trying to be careful, see the ball out, try and keep the clean sheets going. But I do think we're going to concede here because they've had a few shots in the last sort of few minutes and they've come relatively close. So I'd expect us to probably concede one here, which I wouldn't begrudge Wimbledon, to be fair. So decent clearance out, forward on the ball. Oh, brilliant defending there as Wilson clears it long. Fernando Luis obviously on the hunt for a hat-trick, but we haven't been able to get him the ball really since we got that third goal. Bree on the ball, finds Harlan Brown, back to Bree, he whips it in, great header away again. We win so many aerial duels. I've made quite a big team here. Not big enough to stop that one though. Zach Emerson flicks it on at the near post into the far. It's a bit annoying, I won't lie. Collazo on the ball, who's had a real upturn in form. He's so tiny, look at him. Collazo into Joe Powell. Powell's in on goal for a second. He's across the goalie, mate. Would have been a better option there, I think it's safe to say. Second half's been a lot more action-packed than I thought. But this, partner with results everywhere else, means that we are now going into... oh my god, we're into second. We're in the automatic playoff spots. Ah! 3-1, great win. Well done, boys. Oh my god, I'm panicking. I'm panicking, Skywalker. Oh, that was a funny one. I like that. Borough just won their game as well, so they are really, really chasing a playoff position. Youth intake doesn't look great. We've had one player who comes in that looks alright, and that's George Oliver. I think I'll probably sign him up, but the rest of them, no. Oh, no, come on, Ben. That's not... Ben Baptiste is not happy about the lack of game time. He was roused when I promised him that I'd play him, which I probably won't. Oh, he is a very good player, and obviously it's just because Whittaker, Pirvu, and Louise, it's such a good lineup. And Collazo at left back, I can't even put him in for Collazo because Collazo's been great. Will Tizard, on the other hand, criticise. There you go. Youth candidate George Oliver has signed the contract. On the subject of youth, I do feel like it's obviously something that I really, really want to kind of invest into the game, but we've had to buy in a lot of the youth talent that we've had, which is annoying. Obviously, I'd much rather it was Billericay homegrown, but the problem is because we've kind of accelerated through the leagues at such a rate, and the money hasn't really been going up as much. It's or at a slower rate. It's really difficult to upgrade all the facilities to kind of get us into better youth recruitment, and it is going to cause a problem maybe going forward. Hopefully, what happens when we kind of plateau at our level, which might be this level, it might be Premier League. Then hopefully, well, especially if we get Premier League money, I can then invest a lot more of it into the youth sort of squad things. It's going to take us a while before we win anything. But my word, we've made... It's not even a start now. We're probably around about halfway through the save. And we've just... Well, we aren't. The hard work starts when we get in the Premier League. Anyway, same team. As much as I want to play Baptiste and keep him happy, I can't change the team from what we just did against Wimbledon. They're a high-flying team in this league. We literally went and just absolutely spanked them in their own garden. So they're obviously chasing that last playoff spot. They're 1 point behind Derby as it stands. We are now just trying to cement that place in the top two, potentially even just chasing down West Brom. They are playing Reading at home today, so also they're playing Reading away to Reading are in 8th, so that could be a potentially quite a tricky game. Just focus on ourselves, Mike. Don't worry about them. Just focus on yourself. Because we have a habit of this. This is around about the point where I would normally lose a game and then we kind of go into a spiral and then don't win again for another 5 weeks, which is not really what we need right now. It wasn't worth recording this game. Nothing has happened. It's been pretty dog turd. It's been pretty bad. We've had all the shots, all the possession. Borough just sort of sitting in, doing some decent defending. We've not had a highlight yet. I've had nothing to get excited about. Oh, hello, there's a highlight just before half-time as Colazo gets on the ball. Plays it back to Suzuki. Suzuki being pushed back a bit here by the Borough defence, but we move forward. Gebby into Akora. Look how high we are up the pitch. Gebby into Suzuki. Back to Gebby. Shabani. Oh, he tried to play the ball through to Fernando Luis. It didn't quite work out. Akora's got so much speed. He's also got so much idiocy giving that ball away. If they score from their one shot on target... I don't have to get angry, but if they had scored, I would not have been pleased. I guess I don't like what I just saw from the stick defensively, apart from that little Mikero mistake. Brilliant. Going forward, could use a little bit of work. Wasn't our best effort. You can tell it's coming. The sevens are beginning to appear a lot in the ratings. Palace looks like they're completely falling away at the moment. And West Brom are losing. They're losing. This feels like such an opportunity. Bettorelli is coming on. Suzuki's coming off. I'm going for it. I'm not a man to sit and wonder what if. On they come. We'll go deep line forward attack, but we'll swap him and Fernando Luis over. So Ben Baptiste and Bettorelli come on. Off go Morgan Whittaker and Suzuki. So we've gone a little bit more attacking. We've had 12 shots, 5 on target. No clear-cut chances. Just not been able to break them down this game. We've dominated the game. We've just not had that killer edge up front. Unless that Reading are beating West Brom 3-0. Our boys, if we can't hit it to Wilson. Ball over the top. Zorani! That was your moment, mate. That was your moment to make yourself a hero, you idiot. Power whips the ball and Fernando Luis doesn't win it. That was the chance. That was the first clear-cut chance of the game. Apparently it wasn't determined as a clear-cut chance. I personally think that's as clear-cut as you can get, mate. It keeps us in second, but that feels like an opportunity missed. Raymond John gets man of the match at centre-back, as well as their goalkeeper, who got 7.6. John got 7.6. Every one of our players, apart from the front 4 or 5, just didn't... I'm just going to say... Trust the process, boys. And they like that. There's no reason to get too down on it. We dominated the game. It wasn't like we were holding on at any point. And the goalies put out one save. A little bit disappointed we didn't create more in terms of clear-cut chances, but that's arguably the hardest game that we're going to have between now and the end of the season, in terms of positions anyway. So theoretically, it's in our hands, guys. It is in our hands. So we've got 4 games left. Ipswich, Cardiff, Huddersfield, Hull. I know we played Ipswich and Cardiff before earlier on in the season. We watched it, but considering the circumstances, we're going to watch it again. We're going to have all 4 games live for you over the next 2 episodes. Can we make it to the Premier League, to the promised land? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, drop a like on the episode, please. It really helps the channel out, makes me feel really good inside. Share, subscribe, and until I see you again, take care of yourselves and stay cool. Oh, we're so close.